Good morning, everyone. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Sorry for being a few minutes late. Instagram was acting up. Wouldn't let me go live for some reason, but now we're live, so that's good. Hope you're all having a fantastic day. It is, I don't even know what day it is. It's what happens whenever you work from home and stay at home all the time and don't get to see outside and are busy taking care of kids. So that's how it goes. That is life as we know it, at least until... well, I was going to say for the foreseeable future, but apparently just until Easter if the government has their way. That said, I'll probably be home for a while, so that's nice. Hope you all are having a great week. Today, we're having an Ask Me Anything. I've had multiple of you request this, so apparently you have a lot of random questions that I'm not fully addressing. So, ask away. Ask away, ask whatever you want, and I'll do my best to answer it. Let's see. I have this program that makes the background on my computer a light. I don't know if it actually works. Let's see. Maybe. Does that make me brighter? I don't know if it made me brighter or not. Maybe it did, maybe it didn't. Someone else asked me to talk about cheating in poker. Maybe one of the same people who asked me for an Ask Me Anything. And I'm debating whether or not I even want to talk about that. You all want to hear about cheating in poker? The issue is that I'm not actually a cheating expert in poker. And I am certainly not up to speed on cheating practices because, that's not what I'm doing. Do we still do the inner circle? We do. If you're interested in that, you can send us an email, support@pokercoaching.com. Do you know how to play online in Minnesota? Probably play on one of the unlicensed, unregulated sites. Keep the minimum amount of money on there. And don't open yourself up to any risk, right? Because the sites will inevitably screw you eventually. Probably. Not always, but frequently and probably. Nice beard. Well, this is just me not shaving for a few days. You all may not know this. I had a nice full beard when I was in 6th grade. Apparently, my parents gave me the genes that allowed me to make a solid beard. When it gets long, it gets red, funny enough. All right. You once said you can't talk about something you know nothing about. Indeed, it's very true. What about soft playing? Again, I don't know much about soft playing. I do know about playing at a table where there's one pro and a bunch of bad players. In that scenario, in a tournament setting especially, you really want to stay out of the way of the good player because let's say you and the other good player both have, 100% ROI at that table. You don't want to do anything to risk losing that edge. And if you're playing against the other good pro at the table, presumably you're kind of 50-50 against that other player. I'm not going to say you should expressly avoid them, right? If you get queens, you're playing the pot. But you don't want to be in there battling hard. I mean, you may think, well, if I battle hard and get that other pro out, now I just have the whole table to myself. Which is true, but especially if you're on the other side of the table of each other, having the table to yourself half the time is plenty good enough. And you really don't want to risk that. So there are spots where I'm not going to say necessarily soft playing, but where you are instead just making sure you preserve your edge, right? In times like this, there are no gym opens. What are you supposed to do? Well, there's an app called Fitbod. I'm a tiny investor in them. And they, for free, I believe, are giving away all of their body weight exercises. It's actually a really good app. I use it whenever I'm at the gym. And basically, it keeps track of the muscles that you've worked out recently so that you are not working out the same thing over and over again. It gives you different exercises to do so you're not just doing the same thing over and over again. And they have body weight exercises. You can basically tell them what equipment you have in your gym. And then they will develop exercise routines for you as often as you want based on how often you're exercising, your skill level or your strength level. It keeps track of what you've done. And also the equipment you have. And right now, if you're at home with literally no equipment, it can tell you what to do. There's also a book called Convict Conditioning, who's supposedly written by a guy who was in prison, who got himself in sick shape, doing stuff like back bends, handstands, push-ups, pull-ups. You can do pull-ups over a door. Just put a towel over the door frame and you can do pull-ups and whatnot. So yeah, that's that. Looks like I haven't shaved in a few days. Indeed, I've not shaved in a few days. That's what happens whenever you're home and can't do anything. So anyway, not having a gym is not an excuse to not be in shape. Also, you can just get like exercise bands. Those are very, very like cheap and also functional. And you can do all sorts of exercise with exercise bands. They add resistance, right? Which makes it much more difficult. You love Tristan's webinar. Great. We have a lot of webinars over the next week lined up for poker coaching members. By the way, I don't think we've actually announced this yet, but until the end of the month, if you are a free member or a regular poker coaching member, you will actually have access to Poker Coaching Premium until the end of the month. I realize a lot of you are stuck at home, and we figured we'd give you full access to the site. So go to pokercoaching.com. You can sign up because it's completely free. And you'll have full access to the site till the end of March. We saw some sites giving away like the basic version of their site. I'm like, let's just give full access. Why not, right? I realize that we want to do everything we can to help all of you out. So everyone has full access to Poker Coaching Premium between now and the end of March. We have, at least off the top of my head, 3 great webinars lined up. We have one with Matt Affleck. We have one with Jonathan Jaffe and one with Michael Acevedo, all lined up this week that I know off the top of my head. Maybe there's more. We have a very, very full content calendar lined up for this, well, free access for all of you. So go to pokercoaching.com, sign up for the free membership. And, if you like it, stay signed up. If you don't like it, that's A-okay. Good luck finding any equipment. You work at a sporting goods store and you're completely sold out of weights last week. Well, I'm not saying to get weights necessarily, but strength bands, yes. I mean, whatever. Like, you can use anything. You don't even need weights. You can get a gallon of milk and do curls with a gallon of milk. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to have very, very specific weights. Obviously, it's better to have better equipment, but if you have bad equipment, it is what it is, right? You played against a maniac, 1 versus 1, and then to sit and go. He raised 8 to 10 big blinds every hand pre-flop. Great. So you probably crushed him. Just sit there and wait for good hands and you'll win. Are we having more giveaways coming up? Of course we are. You want a chance to win a Poker Coaching Premium content? Well, right now it's free for everybody for 1 week. So you don't even have to win. Just go there, sign up. You have full access. Yeah, if you have a child, you can pick up your child. This morning, actually, I was we have workout time scheduled with James from 8:30 till 9, and we were doing push-ups and squats, and I was picking them up over my head. That works out his abs and my arms, right? We were working out together. Louis Philippe, good morning. 70 big blinds effective, hijack with queen jack offsuit. You raise, button calls, flop comes queen jack 8, lead 2/3. I guess you mean you continuation bet 2/3 pot. Okay. He calls, turns a 3. I just bet again. Probably using a big size, maybe even bigger than 2/3 pot. He calls, rivers an 8. You check, he jams. Your move, flush draw miss. So easy call. There you beat basically everything besides a random 8, right? How do you categorize hands as a cooler? Well, here's a good example, right? You have to ask how much or how many combinations of a particular hand are in your opponent's range. You face it a lot. You can't fold this, but you think they have you beat. So Yash, this is where it's very important to recognize that what you think may or may not be so relevant. I have a student who he always sends me these really in-depth reads on his opponent. Then I dig a little bit deeper. He's like, yeah, I played against this guy for the last hour. I know exactly what he's doing. Whereas in reality, you don't know anything if you played with a guy for an hour. And you just are seeing, monsters under the bed. So there are certainly spots where you may think you're beat or it may feel like you're beat, but probably not beat very often. Like this spot with Louis Philippe, right? I mean, you lose with what? Exactly an 8 and slow played straights? It's almost nothing, right? The guy's going to fold a lot of random 8s on the turn unless it's exactly 10-8 and 9-8 for open-ended or for a gut shot. And even then, those might fold when you're betting kind of big on the flop and betting kind of big on the turn. So, you just lose. That's fine. You just completed the masterclass and you downloaded Equilab. What should you be studying now? Well, go through the Poker Coaching Homework Challenges. Go to the homework section and go through all of the past homework challenges. Start at the very beginning and work your way forward. I realize the beginning ones are rather simple, but they'll get way more advanced relatively quickly. Can you ask about bankroll management? Read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. Okay, let's see. You have 5,700 euros playing mainly small stake sit and goes. Great. Average ROI is 6%. What should your realistic sit and go entry be now for tournaments? Well, first off, if you're good at sit and goes, it does not mean you're good at tournaments. I'm living proof of that. I was really good at sit and goes back when I was 21 years old. I tried to play tournaments and I just lost my pile of money because I didn't know how to play tournaments. I knew how to play sit and goes, right? So those do not translate. You should start playing tournaments as if you don't know how to play tournaments, in which case you start near the bottom. That'd be like saying I'm good at no limit hold'em, so I'm going to start playing high stakes PLO. Right? It just doesn't make sense because I don't have that experience, right? Or I'm going to start playing high stakes mixed games. So many poker players have thought that just because I have the bankroll for a game, that means I should play it. Bankroll is actually determined by your edge. And if you have no edge, then you need an infinite bankroll. So for sit and goes, I mean, you could probably be playing, I would just tell you to move up, right? Play $20 games, $30 games. I don't know. See what happens. Right? $5,700 is 100 buy-ins at the $50, €50 games. So, that's plenty. But I would tell you to move up slowly, right? If you're normally playing 350 and 7, play whatever the next highest stake is and see how it goes. Johnny says, you're loving Poker Coaching Premium. Great. Great. Glad to hear all of that. Glad you're enjoying the premium content. All right. Other than Vegas, are there any regions or cities a future pro can move to have plentiful cash games or tournaments? Los Angeles, California. They have a ton of poker there. And South Florida, probably the Miami, Fort Lauderdale, Tampa-ish region. If you're willing to drive a few hours, there's just something going on there all the time. Those are the main places I would really suggest you go within America. I don't really know about Europe so much or the other places. But Los Angeles is great. There's a bunch of big casinos there. And Florida is great. Depending on the weather, there's no income tax in Florida, which is nice, right? No state income tax. In California, there's a high income tax, so that's a thing. If you're playing cash games, maybe or maybe not, you figure out ways to pay them or not pay them. You should pay your taxes. Don't do anything to go to prison or get in trouble. Maybe you like Florida better. Maybe you like California better. Figure out what you want to do. I would also tell you to find or consider places where poker is new and the games are running. Usually whenever they open a new casino somewhere, like Boston, let's say, that just happened, the games are usually good for about a year or a year and a half before they die out. And that's often a pretty good thing to do. Find a place where a new poker room opens, sit your butt in the chair there for, 12 hours a day, every day, and you'll probably win a ton of money. Kylie will kill you on taxes and expenses, though. Yeah, well, that's what I just said. Should you spend your study time learning about solvers? You should spend your study time learning how to beat the games you're trying to beat, which often does not imply spending a lot of time on solvers. For an amateur looking to get in tournaments, would you suggest playing small buy-in terms to have a smallish feel before going to casino tournaments? Yeah, sure, right? If you can get experience playing for $1 buy-in, you might as well do that as opposed to going to the casino where you have to play for $100 buy-in. So, yeah, I definitely think that is a good way to get experience. What are my thoughts on PLO? Moneymaker or too much variance? It can be both. PLO is definitely profitable. I think I actually play PLO proportionally better than I play No Limit Hold'em. What I mean by that is, let's say in No Limit Hold'em I'm like a 97 out of 100. In PLO I'm probably like a 85 out of 100. But everyone else in PLO is like a 30 out of 100, whereas in No Limit Hold'em everyone's like a 50 out of 100, right? So I think proportionally people play PLO worse than they play No Limit Hold'em. There is tons of variance. I think people think it's something like 4 times as much as No Limit Hold'em in general. Do you play it at all? Well, I make a point to learn every game that I think has a future. And I thought PLO had a future, 10 years ago. So I spent 6 months of my life playing only PLO. Online, high stakes, it did well. Tons of variance, right? Do I think it's going to become like the main game? Absolutely not. Do I think it will stick around? Probably like it is. It's certainly not a big game by any means. But it is part of a mix of high stakes cash games. So if you're going to play high stakes cash games, you should know how to do it because sometimes they'll play half PLO, half No Limit Hold'em, and you better know how to play PLO if you want to play those games. So I would not tell you to devote significant time to unless you really want to play high stakes. And I would tell you it's like horrible for building a bankroll or anything like that because there's, like you said, there's loads of variance and you could just lose for tons and tons of hands. 15 left in a tournament. You're in the small blind, 370K. Folds to the button. Who makes it? Oh, who shoves? You have ace-8. Do you call? Yeah, probably. Depending on the stack of the big blind, right? If big blind has a million chips as well, then obviously not. If big blind has 10 big blinds, then obviously it's way more reasonable. And I'd probably call off there. Are you happy about what you've achieved and your current situation with poker coaching? Yes, I'm generally happy with it. It could always be better. Everything could always be better. I'm the type of person who likes things to move very quickly, and inevitably when you are working in a business with other people and it doesn't all rely on you, things will not go as quickly as you want them to go. For example, if I want to make a new tournament class, I can make it literally as fast as I can make it, which is pretty fast. If I want to write a book, I can write a book pretty fast. But I don't know anything about website design, and so if I want a website designed, I have to wait for other people, and sometimes those things take a while, right? So, like, if I have any frustrations with my business, it is that things don't get done as fast as I want them to get done. And that's just part of life when you're working with other people and you're working with a lot of moving parts, right? Ever played in Canada? Yes, I took second place in Canada for, 750K. That was fun at Niagara Falls. I also took 8th place. 7th place? 8th place? Something like that at a World Poker Tour in Montreal. I guess a year and a half or 2 years ago. But I mean, like, I don't really love or hate any particular place. I thought there were a bunch of, like, very strict random rules in all of the places based on the government, but it's like, whatever. You know where you're going to play. What are my thoughts on real money poker apps? I don't know if there are any real money poker apps besides Party Poker and PokerStars. And those seem to be very good and legit. If you're referring to the play money games where you have to pay a bagman to put money in your account and they're run by the mafia, I would tell you probably not to play on those. I did a webinar just the other day with my lawyer, Mac Verstandig, where he outlined all of the various reasons not to play on games where you have to deal with middlemen. 3-bet pots, the flush is much less of a factor in single-raise pots. How do you work flush draw boards and 3-bet pots once the flush completes? Usually still just do some checking. I mean, obviously it is less likely, but at the same time, you don't want to be betting whenever you have like a marginal-ish made hand. And usually when the flush does come in, even decently strong made hands become marginal made hands. And at that point, you want to give your opponent every opportunity to bluff. Been playing PLO a lot. You've had 20 buy and down swings. Well, you're probably not very good. That's just going right back into it or taking some time off. I tell you to play smaller stakes and make sure that you're actually a winning player in the game. Yeah, Tampa's great. Should you deviate from the range charts depending on situations? Absolutely. For example, say the players yet to act are all nits. You should be raising way wider, right? Or say the players yet to act are all lunatics. You should be raising tighter. So you definitely want to make sure you are well aware of what your opponent's doing correctly and that you adjust accordingly. Any chance I can walk you through a study session? I would tell you to watch the webinars we have lined up at Poker Coaching over this next week. Like I said, at the top of the show, I've made Poker Coaching Premium completely free for all of you for the next week. I saw some sites giving away basic memberships where they give you almost no content. But I figured, why not? We'll just give away everything for a week. And this week we have a webinar with Matt Affleck today. Check that out. We have a webinar with Jonathan Jaffe and Michael Acevedo coming up in a few days and much more. So check that out at pokercoaching.com. Sign up for the free membership. You log in, you'll have full access to the entire site. That is until the end of March. Let's see. Is playing live or online better? For a newcomer, playing live is probably better because live players typically play worse than online players. If online is a choice, what if online is banned? Well, obviously you should study a ton before you go to play. Not just like assume you're going to be good and go to play. Unless, of course, your goal is to go there and gamble and try to get lucky. When playing the big blind... With people playing the big blind wider when it's folded you on the button, should you raise larger with the top of your range? Well, perhaps you just raise larger across the board if they're defending more often. Perhaps you should raise with a tighter range. If your opponents are completely oblivious to what you're doing with raise sizes, then I guess raise bigger with your nut hands, but most people aren't oblivious to it. What am I doing before a session? Listen, in terms of preparation, my preparation is minimal. Because I already know exactly what I'm doing. I don't have to... I wake up before the tournament, usually 2 hours or so. I do whatever I need to do pertaining to work and business, which usually takes an hour or so. I'll go to the gym. I'll try to meditate. I'll eat some breakfast, and then it's time to play poker. That is what my pre-poker session looks like. I am not the type of person who I think needs to calm their mind or anything like that. I think that is not necessary for me because my mind's already pretty good when it comes to poker. I show up and I play at least reasonably well in most scenarios because I've been doing this for 15 years, and I'm not someone who's in my head trying to self-sabotage myself. I'm trying to do my best in all scenarios. Do you believe contracting the virus is plus EV? No, you probably don't want to get a virus. You don't think AC is worth moving to? Absolutely not. There are almost no games in Atlantic City. What fiction writers inspire me to write? None of them. I don't read a whole lot of fiction. You play 100 No Limit. You made 24K hands, and I don't know what this is even saying. If you've played a lot, just keep playing a lot. I don't really know what the question is. Are there any tips you can give me for online poker and the difference between live and online? Basically, live poker players play way worse than online players. So your online tables are generally going to be way tougher than live games. So realize the only real difference between live and online are that players just play better across the board online. So you're going to have to play closer to fundamentally sound, and you really have to game select more online, right? Like you can show up to a casino in any random place and play the small 6 games, and the games are just going to be soft, right? Whereas when you play online, you may find that some games are way tougher than others, and you need to make sure you're doing your best to play against weak players. You're surprised by my lawyer's opinion of ACR. Listen, I've been saying it for a long time. You do not want to play on ACR unless you absolutely have to. And I realize in today's environment, maybe you actually that is one of the better options out of a lot of awful options. Every option that Americans have to play in unlicensed, unregulated games is awful, right? My lawyer pretty much outlined them in terms of least bad to the most terrible. It goes probably global poker, least awful of the awful bunch, probably ACR Bovada next, and then all of the games where there are people in the middle, the bagman games, right? The various apps where you have to go pay some guy on the corner to put money in your account. And why would you ever want to play on ACR? I mean, let's actually think about it. The games go down a lot. The games are full of bots. The games are known for collusion. Sometimes they're slow to get your money in and out. Why would you even want to play there? Like, there's actually literally nothing good that goes onto that site besides the fact that it runs sometimes. And, they'll take your money and let you play. They're really quick to take your money, I'll tell you that. Are people winning real money on ACR? Yeah, people win money and they cash out on ACR. Very often through cryptocurrency. That's apparently the easiest way to go about it. If you try to go through your bank accounts or anything like that, it takes forever, I hear. But, if you're happy to play against bots and maybe get clued, then feel free. Hi. Come on in, family. Oh, look, my family's here today. Say hello.
Hey.
Hey, what are you doing?
Want to get in a chair?
Yeah, can I get in the chair too?
Yeah, you can sit on the chair. Here, sit right here, Mommy. What do you guys want to talk about today?
What do you want to talk to them about?
Truck.
What is that?
Truck.
It's a truck. Does it carry things?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you want to put in it? Snow?
Yeah.
You want to put snow in the snow truck?
Look.
Oh, it was a snow plow. It lost its plow.
Oh, let me go get it.
Oh, no. It's okay. We'll get it later. Do you want to tell the people anything today?
I'll go get
Say good luck, James.
I'll go get it.
Do you want to talk? Do you haven't asked me anything? Do you have anything you want to ask me today?
When am I going to get to do my work?
Oh, so we have this problem where the children are home and we don't have a nanny anymore. Because, it doesn't seem responsible to have your nanny come when the virus is all out there. So, Amy has to do work, I have to do work.
Back on.
And inevitably,
Yeah, it broke off.
we don't get anything done.
Help me.
You want me to glue it back on for you?
Did I change my mind about global poker? I mean, I always knew it was bad, and the lawyer agreed it was bad. I always knew it was one of the least of the bad options, because at least they're trying to play by the
Show
rules.
them.
Should you show profit at the small stakes before the high stakes? Yes. Look at that. Let's take your hand away. Let's show them. Let me show them real quick. Look at that. It's a snow plow. It pushes the snow. Do you like it? Only 29% likes. Come on, everyone. Look, we have to have 3 people in here to maybe get us some likes. James, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Chocolate ice cream.
You like chocolate ice cream?
Yeah.
I personally like Cherry Garcia. Is that what it's called? By,
You glue this back on.
You want to glue it together?
Yeah.
I'll help you.
Oh, look, everyone says, hello, Mr. James. Is World Series of Poker safe to play on? Absolutely.
Hello.
The licensed regulated sites are very safe, including World Series of Poker, Party Poker, Borgata, not Bovada, Borgata, 888, Poker Stars. All those are legit, safe sites. James, What is your favorite thing you eat for breakfast?
Um,
Do you even like breakfast?
eggs.
You like eggs?
Yeah.
Mommy, what's your favorite breakfast food?
That's a good question.
How about salad?
Cereal.
Cereal?
How about salad?
Salad? I
Salad?
like salad too. Yeah, salad's good.
I like grilled vegetables for breakfast. I can eat some grilled vegetables right now.
Daddy, you can eat some salad too.
I'll eat some salad. Daddy needs some salad, James says, basically. Probably true.
All right, ready to say bye?
All right. Can you say bye-bye?
And I like cucumber.
Oh, yeah. James likes
Tell them.
cucumbers. Tell them.
I like cucumbers.
You like it when I slice them up like little chips?
Yeah. I like chips.
You like cucumber chips?
Chip, 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 chip.
Yeah, I slice them up like little chips. Amy, what's your favorite flavor of ice cream?
Vanilla chip.
Vanilla chip, which means vanilla with...
You like strawberry.
Oh, look who
I
asked.
think.
It means vanilla
Strawberry
with
ice
chocolate
cream.
Hi,
chips.
Peter.
This is so cute. Nothing. 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 Everything.
You ready? Come on, monkey. Say bye to
Hi,
everybody.
Peter.
Bye.
Bye. Have a good day. Enjoy yourself.
Can you say hi, Peter?
Happy.
All right. See ya. All right. What was I saying about global poker? I was saying that it is probably the best option of all of the awful options that Americans have to play on unlicensed, unregulated sites. Because it's owned apparently by a public company in Australia. It is, at least seems to try to play by the rules of sweepstakes law, even though I think it's probably violating them, but you never know. And they seem to be upfront with what like the good and the bad things going on their site. They're not. It doesn't seem like they're trying to hide anything, which is good. That said, I think that it's interesting, right? Because sites like ACR are like very, very clearly breaking the law, right? Whereas ACR is not necessarily very, very clearly breaking the law. So, which is better? The one that's like trying to bend the rules, which I think is what Global Poker is doing, or the one that's just like very, very blatantly breaking the rules? Well, you'd think it's the one that's very, very blatantly breaking it, but I think that I don't know. Like, will the government do anything about those sites? Well, the answer is they will, because they've done it in the past to, PokerStars and Full Tilt, right? So they were like kind of shadily breaking the rules, barely, and they got in trouble. But they got very big, right? The thing is the sites that operate within America are not gigantic yet. But hey, maybe the Department of Justice gets bored while they're all sitting working at home, and they think, let's go get these online poker sites that are out there breaking the rules. I don't know. I don't know what they're going to do. Who knows? I would tell you, don't keep any money on any of these sites. Oh, the one thing I have that's like in my mind that I think is very, very bad about Global Poker is that when you buy in, you're basically buying coins. You're buying like play money, right? That you play with as if it's for real money, and then you trust the site to cash you out with these play money coins. What if the company decides, all right, we have enough play money coins, let's just shut down? Not that they'll do that, but let's say the site is starting to look like it's going to fail, or let's say the government gets after them, and they have, let's say, 10 million play money coins that were bought with real money. And they just decide, you know what, we're not going to cash these out at a 1-for-1 rate anymore. We're not going to actually cash them out at all because they're play money. You guys bought play money, you played with your play money. Sometimes we cashed it out, we decided we're not doing that anymore. I think that's actually probably very legal for them to do. And that seems very optimistic to trust a site to pay you out when things go very poorly. Like if ACR goes down, it's like very clear you're playing for real money, right? So that's actually a plus. Like you're not doing anything to get around the rules. Whereas with Global Poker, there's a decent chance that they could have a case that you're not actually playing for real money, and that money you're giving us, you're just giving us for more play money chips. Like if you want to go buy play money on PokerStars or Zynga, right? You can buy more play money with real dollars, and you don't expect to get that back, right? It's just like straight play money. And they may be able to pull that if things go poorly, which would clearly be very bad for you because they could just take your money and take it legally. What's the best advice for poker players? Study a ton and then play small stakes online. Could you share your style of parenting? Try to be a good parent. I don't know. I don't have a style. I don't think it's taekwondo versus karate versus ninjutsu. Try to do the right thing. Have I made a video about how to deal with variance? I talk about that all the time. Realize poker is full of variance, and you better embrace it. Read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. What's the subject for today? Ask me anything. You all had a bunch of questions for me, and a lot of them are relatively short, so I figured get on here, ask me whatever you want, and I will answer it. What's a practical heads-up display for Poker Tracker? I use one that's called Golf 2, but I would tell you to make your own, right? Figure out what stats you need and go from there. Like mine only has 15 stats or something, like not a lot, and figure out what works for you for the games that you're playing. And all stats are not the same. They're not equally useful for all games. How do I deal with a person that goes all in every time when you're very deep stacked? Just wait for a good hand and then call them because they're risking a lot to win a little. Why hasn't the media gone inside any hospital to report on corona? I don't know. I certainly am not in the media, and I'm not a virologist, and I'm not a politician. And I'm not an investigative journalist. So I don't know why you're asking me this question. Everyone needs to contact their senators and congressmen. Tell them that you want regulated poker. Sure. If you can't afford coaching at the moment, what's the best thing you can do to study? Jared, I just made yesterday night everything at pokercoaching.com completely free. The site's wide open. Go there to pokercoaching.com, sign up for a free membership, log in, and you'll have access to the entire site for free until the end of March. A lot of people have that exact same question. They don't have a ton of money. They want to study. They don't know what to do. Well, go to the site and go through it. The Cash Game Masterclass is there. Go through all of that, right? We have loads of homework challenges, webinars, quizzes. We have 3 webinars I know of coming up this week. We have one with Matt Affleck. We have one with Jonathan Jaffe, one with Michael Acevedo. And it's all there for you, completely for free for the next week. So go to pokercoaching.com. Sign up. I saw a lot of sites giving away like the free basic version of their program or site or whatever. I'm like, why don't we just give away everything? Because I realize a lot of you are in a tough time. And, maybe you decide you like the site and you stay signed up, which would be good for me. Because obviously I'm going to lose a bunch of money by letting everyone just do it for free. But that's fine. Who needs money, right? Let's see. Hand review sessions are valuable. It's the most relatable thing for you. You're looking forward to Matt Affleck's webinar today. Well, great. I'm glad to hear it. What actually happened to induce the Wire Act from the Bush administration? I don't know. If you're only winning 7 big blinds per 100, should you even bother moving up to the next level? 7 big blinds per 100 is actually pretty good. Do home games within family help improve your poker skills? It'll definitely help you learn to play against presumably very bad players. Any apps for drilling in ranges from each position? I don't know. We may be in the process of making one, but you never know. When will the Tournament Masterclass be out? Whenever I make it. I haven't made it yet. The problem is it's relatively difficult to make these things. Oh, hi. What are you doing?
I got this chair.
Oh, you brought a little chair? Look at how cute this is. James brought a little chair. I don't know if you're going to be able to sit in this, though. Let's see. Oh, wait. Maybe they actually can't see you. There you are. Can you say hello to everyone?
Hello, everyone.
What's your name?
I'm Jen.
How old are you?
2,
You're 2?
3.
3. You are 3, indeed.
Hey, let's go eat in the back. Let's show that.
What?
Let's show that.
What? This?
Yeah.
You want to show them?
Mm-hmm.
Here, show them. What is that?
A quarter.
A quarter. It's not a quarter.
Yes, it's a quarter.
This is a Global Poker Award. We won this, thanks to all of you.
That's what That's what you see.
You have to stay in the camera. You all voted for me for Global,
Hey,
what is this? People's Choice Poker Personality Award. Thanks for that. James came in here the other day and he went through all of these little coins I have. They're like card protectors. He said, oh, what are these big quarters? What are these big quarters? So anyway, that's that. Why is Ace King such a miserable hand to play? LOL question mark. Ace King's a great hand. I'd be happy to get dealt Ace King all day, every day. All right. You feel overwhelmed by the homework challenges. Any advice? Go back to the very first one.
Look at I got.
Go back to the very first one and work your way forward.
Look at I got.
What is this? This is a card protector from the second annual Hollywood Poker Open at the Hollywood Casino. I believe in, you know where that is?
And this.
Cleveland.
What? And look at I got too. I got one too.
Yeah, you have a card protector.
That's me. You want one?
Thank you.
If you have any bankroll management questions, read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. Very, 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 very important.
What? Yes, alright. That's why I picked.
Will I be teaching PLO? No, we will not be teaching PLO.
Yes, oh, yeah.
In order to be a good PLO teacher, I think you need to be a
And you said,
solid winning PLO player in the games today. And I haven't played PLO games in
hey,
at least a month or two.
look at I got.
What is that?
Bang.
Oh, show them. This is my favorite picture of James. That's James running around living the dream. Can you all see that? You're so happy. Are you happy?
It's the.
Yeah, that's
Come
you.
here.
No, you're doing it. You're doing it great.
You're doing a great job.
Good job. How do you put your pants on in the morning after a bad session? Amy, how do you wake up after a bad day at work and keep doing it?
I hide.
Speak loud.
Good.
I hide for a couple
And
minutes
then
under
sleep
the covers,
good.
and then I just put one foot in front of the other.
Yeah, that's basically it. You have a bad session, you wake up and you do it again. Make sure you're properly bankrolled. Make sure you're playing in games where you have an edge. If you have a job, presumably you have an edge.
Mommy, you just stay here.
Can I stay here?
Here, Mom, you want to sit in this chair?
Hey, yeah, no, that was my chair. Go down.
James, be patient.
That was my chair.
You can come back and
Sit
sit
on my
in.
lap. Sit on my lap.
It's actually a legitimate question. How do you...
Sit in my chair.
You want to come sit on my lap?
No, I want.
You want to sit in my lap?
No, this.
Sorry for everyone listening to the audio today. This will not be a good audio. It's a real question. How do you wake up and do it again the next day after you get beat up, right?
Mommy.
And I think you just have to realize that if you are making good decisions,
No.
then
No, I want to.
why would you be sad about one bad day?
I want to.
You have to be good.
Sure. Mommy, pick the heat on.
Mr. James, heir to the throne. Indeed, heir to the throne.
Mommy, put the heat on.
Turn that
I
off.
need heat on.
Stop. Listen, stop. All right. I'll see you later. Bye, Air. Bye.
Okay.
We'll come back.
Hey, come back in 10 minutes.
We'll come back, okay?
Go play with Mommy. Come back in 10 minutes.
I want to.
I have lots of patience, you all say. I do my best. What do I think of Phil Hellmuth's books? I have one book that I like. It's called Poker Brat. I actually helped get this book made. This is Phil Hellmuth's biography. It goes through his life. There's some photos of Phil Hellmuth. He talks about lots of stuff. It's a good book. Is 21% in the money any good? Well, actually, your in the money percentage doesn't matter all that much. What matters is how often are you actually winning, right? Because, I mean, imagine you cash 40% of the time, but you only, or 30% of the time, but you only always min cash. You know, whenever you let the child do something, they tend to want to do that indefinitely. And they tend to push the boundaries until they break. And that's okay, you know, that's what children do. I think they like to push, well, hey, that's what adults do too. They push the boundaries until until they get in trouble. And that's just part of parenting, I think. You have to realize that the kids are going to push things. And that's okay. All right, any new books on the shelf? Not really. I have these two books. The Hard Thing About Hard Things and What You Do Is Who You Are, by Ben Horowitz. I want to read those at some point. I've had no time to read anything because I've been dealing with the children. But I want to read those eventually. When you were living in Vegas, who are some of your most fun players you enjoyed playing with? I like playing with Justin Young. He's fun to play with. I have a few nice fun hands. There was one I remember where he 6-bet the 9-2 offsuit preflop against me, and I had aces. And it came like 9-3-2, and we got it all in, and I lost. I think I lost like 15K in that hand. That was fun. So that's nice. What's a respectable sample size? Read jonathanlittlepoker.com/bankroll. And it depends on the game. It also depends on what you even mean, right? Like, why do you care about your sample size? To try to figure out your win rate or something? I mean, I don't know. When's my next book coming out? Probably in June. Anyone you really don't like playing with? Yeah, plenty of people. Jesse says you do exactly what James does after 4 buy and downswing. Yeah, that's what a lot of people do. What do I think of Daniel's masterclass? I'm not sure who Daniel is, and I probably haven't seen a masterclass. James, come here. You're ruining my show. Goodness gracious. Is Poker Tracker 4 good? I don't know if they have a Mac version. If they do, I presume it's good. I actually don't have a Mac purposely, and I don't know any professional poker player who uses Mac because most poker programs don't work very well on them. How many buy-ins should you bring for a cash game session? However many you're happy losing. He means the DNEGs, must be some online player, masterclass. It's like an introductory overview of NLHE. NLH. Yes. That's what I hear. I have not seen it. Believe it or not, I don't actually spend a whole lot of time watching various training content. I usually watch training content by very, very specific people who I know are teaching on very specific things I'm actively trying to learn. Don't give in, let him scream. Yeah. Problem is his brother's awake or sleeping, and I need his brother to sleep. And we're doing a show right now. What's my proudest poker moment? I don't know. I don't get proud about poker accomplishments because I realize there's a load of variance in them. It's actually an interesting question, right? Like, what are you proud of in poker? I don't know. Proud of winning Poker Personality of the Year because, that's something that you actually get based on merit to some extent. Whereas when you win a poker tournament, you don't really win a poker tournament based on merit. You win a poker tournament based on volume and skill and some luck to some extent. So, I don't know. I don't get so proud about things like that. What's my opinion on party poker? I think it's great. A+ sites. Who are the coaches I like watching? Jonathan Jaffe, Faraz Jaka, Michael Acevedo, Matt Affleck. Those are the guys who I love learning from, and I hired all of them to make content for PokerCoaching.com. And for the next week, you can go there and watch all of their content that they produced. You can join the webinars. You can do whatever for absolutely free until the end of March. So go to PokerCoaching.com and cost you $0. Sign up for the free membership. It'll be there until the end of the month. Do you ever feel overloaded with all the work? Do you ever feel overloaded with the workload of all the coaching sessions and content production? Yeah, life's hectic. But I love what I do and it's fun. What is the status of all the stuff I'm doing? We are continuing to move forward and doing it. I mean, you have to realize at this point, Ghost of Am, I think I have 6, 7 full-time people who are not coaches who work for me. So they do a lot of the things that, like managing affiliates, managing the coaches, building the websites, sending out promotional emails, stuff like that. So I don't actually do a lot of that type of thing. My job is to have the vision for the site, to produce the content, to vet the content, to be the public face of the company, to continue working on giant projects that we need to get done and make the site the best it can be. Do you ever try to multitask while playing poker? Absolutely not. That is a very, very, very bad decision. Multitasking while playing poker is a bad decision. Am I playing online at all? Right now I'm doing a webinar. I am talking to all of you. This is a show called A Little Coffee. I do Monday, Wednesday, Friday at 9 a.m. I do not play online poker while I'm doing this show, A Little Coffee. What software is great for studying? I mean, it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. Go to PokerCoaching.com. It's completely for free right now. The whole site until the end of March. Where did I get that shark behind me? My parents gave it to me. It's not a real shark, I don't think. You should outsource an assistant. I actually have an assistant in the Philippines. But, that's just one person, one little part of the team. What's the best hand you've lost with? Early in my career, I lost with quads. I was playing Limit Hold'em. I think it was 30-60, and I lost a ton of bets. We got, We capped it pre-flop. Then the flop came like king, king, 3. We capped it. I had kings. Capped the turn, ace. River, I think we put in like 4 bets before I realized, oh my god, I lose. So, quads. But I mean, in theory, like, second nuts is second nuts. Sometimes you lose to second nuts. You had ace-10, you raise from the hijack to 4 big blinds. Way too big. Small blind calls, it comes ace-9-3. You bet 6 big blinds, you call. Turns to queen, you bet. I'd probably just check, but whatever, bet's fine. River, you bet again, so you just went bet, 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 top pair marginal kicker. I would probably not recommend that unless your opponents are very, very straightforward and weak. Ghost of M, thanks for being here, by the way. Hope you're having a great, great day. Thanks for all the work that you do. Ghost of M is the super moderator on Twitch. If you watch Twitch poker, or poker on Twitch, Ghost of M is there. What's my opinion on the unlicensed, unregulated sites? Go watch the webinar I just did with my lawyer. It's at youtube.com/pokercoaching. His name's Mac Verstandig. We go through all of the various poker options within America. You all asked me to do that, so I did it. What's my opinion on sites like ACR? Well, Mac said that you need to have some respect for yourself and for the game of poker, and no self-respecting human would ever play on ACR. And I think that's pretty much right. Are you playing more online now that live is canceled? Not really. I actually had planned to be at home until May anyway. I have a book I need to finish, which is basically done. And I have a class I need to make. Actually, I have 2 classes. I have a beginner class that I'm pretty much finished with. And then I have a very, very in-depth tournament class that I am getting there on. Do you have any videos on the hand rankings? We're actually making something very basic like that. But there is a website, or there is a video on YouTube. Just Google Jonathan Little playing poker for the first time or something like that. It goes through the absolute basics, like this is what beats what. I think it's interesting how people come in and they just ask random questions about random poker sites when I have literally been talking about that this entire session, and I have loads of videos on why you should not play on the unlicensed, unregulated sites. What happened at my lunch with Ryan DePaulo? We sat and we had lunch and it was a nice time. Is poker coaching free for a limited time? Yes, the Poker Gypsy. I've been saying that multiple times throughout the show. Go to pokercoaching.com, sign up for a free membership, and you have access to the entire site. We have multiple webinars from world-class players over the course of this next week. You have full access to the whole site. I realize a lot of companies out there were giving away free trials to their site, which we always do. But a lot of sites were giving away free base memberships or something. I'm like, we're not going to give away a free base membership. We'll give away the whole site. All of Poker Coaching is available right now to all of you, completely for free. In the beginning of your career, did you spend time grinding up the stakes, or did you hit a big score? No, I had no big scores. I started with $50 and turned it into $350,000 by never buying in for more than $200. So there you go. And I was only playing sit and go, so the most I could win was $1,000, right? Do you think Mike Postle cheated at Stones? Yes, definitely. With 100 big blinds, what is the optimal opening size from early, middle, or late position with premium good hands? I just raised about 3 big blinds with everything. Dude, you're what poker needs. Well, I've been here for 15 years. And we're not going away. Seems like a lot of people who get in the content creation space do it for a little while, and then they quit. Or they move on to something else, or they get disgruntled when they're not making tons of money. Hey, to break it to you, you're probably not going to get rich in the poker space. And you have to do this because you love poker and you love the community and you want to help other people better their lives through poker. And I think a lot of people don't have the stick-with-itness. I mean, maybe I'm crazy if we've been doing it for 15 years. But I don't mind. I enjoy it. And I think all of you appreciate it. Do you ever play any mixed games? Some. If so, what's your favorites? I guess of the games that are included in a mixed game, Pot Limit Omaha, or No Limit Texas Hold'em, or Limit Texas Hold'em. But no, I'm not a big fan of mixed games. Mainly because I just don't like stud games at all. I think they're incredibly boring. Also, I don't know how to play them very well because I haven't devoted much time to it, right? So I don't know. It's like not fun for me. Do you have a photographic memory? No, absolutely not. My memory's awful. I actually have a very, very, very bad memory. Have I ever experimented with raising 10 times the big blind every hand? No. Let's see. Moves like making poker coaching premium free for everyone for a week or for the rest of the month show that we're trying to help the community. Well, we are. We're doing our best. You want to learn to play more hands, not just premium ones. How do you play more hands? Like 9-7 offsuit. Well, you shouldn't play 9-7 offsuit very often. But go to pokercoaching.com right now, sign up for a free membership, and go through the Cash Game Masterclass. Go do it right now. It's completely for free until the end of March. Go do that, and you will learn how to play all the marginal hands. How do people make a living playing online? It seems hard because it's very competitive. Well, you have to be very good at poker. How do you make a living at anything? You have to be very good at it. Most people aren't very good at it. They want to play poker for, a month and think, all right, I've studied for a month. I'm ready to go. I'm going to go crush the high stakes, without realizing that everybody else they're playing against has devoted their life to it, kind of like I have. And it takes a long time to get up to speed to the point where you can win significant money from online poker. Will I stake you? Every month at pokercoaching.com, we typically buy people into a few live tournaments. So, Anon, if you are a Poker Coaching member, apply for backing, and maybe you'll get it. That's another perk of being a Poker Coaching member. We put people who apply for backing into poker tournaments. I realize that live poker's on hold for a while, so we may ramp up the giveaways. We'll see. But I mean, just the other day we gave away $1,500 cash to all the people who entered the giveaway, right? We had 10 $100 winners and one $500 winner. So all we're trying to do is give away money and content. It's up to you to take it. Are you ever stealing into 15 to 20 big blind stacks? Yeah, sure. Absolutely. Especially if they're going to shove too tightly. Would you say that coaching competition has gotten harder over the years? No. I think the hardest it ever was when Card Runners was operating full force. Like Run It Once is a very good site. They do good work there. I think a lot of the other people who've gotten into the content space are not like actually in it for real. I mean, if you look at a lot of the other people in the poker content space, they have like one course and they think that's like all they have to make. And to be fair, maybe they make money off of it. I don't know. I don't know how they do with business, but a lot of people want to make one thing and then forget about it because they're not actually in it for the long run. Whereas like Card Runners was very clearly in it for the long run, but eventually they failed, right? I mean, they don't even exist anymore. Run It Once is clearly in it for the long run, and I don't know how they're doing. I'm sure they're doing great because they produce good content. I mean, I've been doing it for 15 years, and we've never had much of a problem, right? Because we're in it for the long run, and we're doing great. So I don't necessarily think it is more challenging. If anything, a lot of the people in the poker content space highlight why you should be studying from my content. I know it sounds a little bit egotistical, but I think it's kind of true. A lot of people out there put out kind of boring content, marginal content that's not actually applicable, etc., and that will inevitably funnel people either out of the poker coaching content space at all, like the learners, or they'll find people who they actually enjoy, right? And I think for some reason you all enjoy me. So that's fortunate for me. With a 10K bankroll, would I recommend cash tournaments or sit and goes? Do whatever makes logical sense for you. Which game do you like? How much time do you have? Etc. Louis Philippe. Yeah, we backed Louis Philippe. We staked him in the WPT Montreal, and he cashed for us. Good job, Louis Philippe. Thanks for that. $100 winner here. Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm telling you. We're giving away all the content. Yeah, Reaper lists two of these sites that make like one thing or two things, and they try to charge a ton of money for it, and they don't update them, and it's like the content like that is exactly why I am succeeding, because I'm fortunately in a space where the bar of acceptable content is very low, right? I mean, look at my content, right? This show is not all that professional, right? I literally write myself a few notes about what I'm going to talk about, wake up and do the show, and it comes out okay. And it turns out it comes out better than most other content in the space. And maybe that's because I've been doing it for a long time and I have a lot of practice. Maybe it's because I'm naturally good at it. Maybe it's because I fully understand poker. And whatever it is, it just comes out better than the competition. And there's a lot of competition out there, but it's just not that strong of competition. And I mean, the competition that actually is strong, some of those sites listed earlier, they don't actually want to put in the work. They want to make one 5-hour course and try to sell it for $1,000. It's like, When I'm selling I'm giving you loads of content that's updated on a very regular basis for, $100 a month or $40 a month compared to $1,000. It's like, it's a no-brainer, right? Also, what is currently free at Poker Coaching? The whole site. Go to pokercoaching.com, sign up for a membership. The whole site's available. Sign up for a free membership. It costs you literally $0. It is completely free until the end of the month, until the end of March 2020. So, I know all of you are at home. I know you're all working from home, so get in there and get your study on, right? I know that all of you are working hard to better your poker game, and I know a lot of you have some free time on your hands. And I see a lot of people squandering their time. They're all like, oh, what's the next Netflix series I can spend my time watching? But in reality, you should be using this time to develop skills that will help you succeed at life. And life's not going to be any easier going forward, I don't think. And I know a lot of people are currently out of work or laid off or part-time work or decreased pay or whatever. So you need to make sure you're spending your time learning skills that can better you. So I made the whole site available for free. If you like that, click like, click subscribe. What's the name of your site? Glad to see that we have new people coming in every day. Pokercoaching.com. Couldn't be any easier. Pokercoaching.com. Can I get any information on building a heads-up display? I mean, no, I don't know. I don't know that kind of thing. I would tell you to go to YouTube and Google it. And saying that you're giving it away for free. Well, to be fair, it's only for a week. With any luck, some of you will like the site and stay signed up, right? So it's not purely me just like giving away infinite, right? But I want all of you to be able to learn, especially in this time where a lot of you have downtime. So, I mean, I'm doing my best to help all of you better yourselves, and it all comes around, right? I've learned a long time ago that if you do good work and you give to others, eventually they will give back to you. And I mean, like, I have a good life, right? I mean, you all help me live the life of my dreams, and I'm happy to help you all get better at poker and live the life of your dreams. Where would you start on poker coaching? I would tell you to probably just start at the Cash Game Masterclass. That is a big piece of content. Hey, it may take you a whole week to get through. But go there. It's under the courses section, I think. If you have any questions, just send us an email. I'd also tell you to start at the oldest homework challenge and work your way forward. That's a very good place to start if you want to do a lot of work, a lot of hard work. And do that. Any good online British poker sites? I don't know. PokerStars, Party Poker, right? So anyway, that's going to be it for today. Hope you have a great, great day. Enjoy yourselves. Again, go to pokercoaching.com. Sign up until the end of March. The website's completely for free. I don't really know what else more I can do for all of you. Last week I gave away $1,500. This week I'm giving the poker site away for free. Next week, who knows what we're doing? We'll figure it out. All right, have a good day. Enjoy yourselves. Be nice to someone. And do good work. All we can do in this time is make the most of this opportunity that we have. And I know it's not easy. I know it's difficult, but we will all get through this. Click like, click subscribe. Want to say bye-bye? Say bye-bye. We have 1 minute left. Say bye.
Bye.
Can you say have a good day?
Have a good day.
Can you say study at pokercoaching.com? Try it again. Can you say study at pokercoaching.com? All right. We're going to have a good day today. All right. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.